the match commissioner for this game. And of course, Super Eagles must avoid defeat for them to be able to move to the last round of qualifiers for the 2014 World Cup, which will be in Brazil.
Yeah, a good one for the Super Eagles, because right now we are topping the log of that qualifiers with 9 points. Malawi, they are coming close.
Very close.
Very close. So it's just 2 points. We are ahead of them with just 2 points. If they can come here and get a victory, of which I see is not going to be possible. It's not going to be possible.
You know, Calabar is more like a spiritual home for the Super Eagles
exactly.
now.
So they've been doing very well.
The matches they've been
doing very well in Calabar ever since they started playing there. And because for them, the Malawians right now, they are not having a very good time right now in their football out, because their FA and their sports commission right now are having, you know, a kind of head-to-head problem right now, of which the FA is
that might actually extend to what is going on the field of
exactly.
play. Is that what you're saying?
They are even threatening to pull out that if this
continues, they might pull out.
They might pull out.
So it's just with 3 points for Nigeria
exactly.
without kicking a ball.
So I think Nigeria have that hedge right now. And if you look at on the field of play, the Malawians, we are far better right now.
We are far, and that was what we thought against Kenya. And of course, they came here and picked up a draw. You never can tell. All right, Aminu Megari has also said that the Super Eagles should not take their variance lightly, and of course, they should go all out and get the desired victory, not just a draw or anything. But he just want them to compound the woes they started in Kaduna. Of course, last night he was on Sport Tonight with Toyin Bitoye. Let's have a listen to what he has to say concerning what is happening in Nigerian Football Federation.
Meeting. The head of the coaches, the two of the senior players, Mikel Obi, the goalkeeper, Vincent the vice president of the NFF, chairman technical was there in attendance, the team secretary who runs the finances of the. We sat down. I said, this is a reality meeting, gentlemen.
Reality meeting?
Reality meeting. We have to go back to
tell ourselves the truth.
Tell ourselves the truth. This is what is happening. In the past, I was a board member during the last dispensation, and I was chairing finance committee. There was an argument that, look, we cannot afford to continue with this budget. There was an argument. We said, no, let's continue, because we are not as busy as we are right now. But this time around, it's a change time completely. It's a different mode of operation completely. We cannot afford, because most of these our teams have qualified for either CAF or FIFA competitions. How do we sort them? And it is not budgeted for. So let us say down, this is what is happening. Please, for goodness sake, we have submitted proposal to the government. If the situation improves, knowing fully, we are fully financed by the federal government. If the situation improves, we go back to status quo. Our major concern is your own social well-being. Then it was not concluded at that mature time. We met more than 6-7 times, but they now said, okay, they have to go back, make contact, discuss within themselves. But in a very unfortunate situation, there was no feedback that came to us until when we got to South Africa at the airport. We now received
supposed to go for the Confederation Cup.
Absolutely. In fact, we were in reception at His Excellency the Ambassador of Nigeria in Namibia. He hosted us, you know. So the captain Vincent Yama announced that they had to leave because they had to cut their flight as early as possible to Brazil, which everybody knew. There was no complaint. So we left as early as possible to be on our way to Brazil as well. That was where this problem started. Nobody told us that, look, we have not agreed and we are not going to play for this country until when we got this thing. And I had to put them down to explain to them. Look, in the past we used to sponsor the supporters club to come and make drums for you, to come and support you.
During crucial matches.
Absolutely, but now it's not affordable. We bring people within the football family to come and support you. Today we cannot afford. In the past, we take about 70% of the board members to come and support you. This time around, it's not possible. We can't. At a point in time, I was the only board member that stayed with them in Namibia. I was the only person. And I told them, you can see the length of our constraint, financial constraint. People should have been here to support you. But it's not possible now.
All right, you heard from President of the Nigerian Football Federation, Aminu Megere. Let's move straight to what is happening in the Women's Challenge Cup. And of course, 8 teams have qualified for the quarterfinals. The usual suspects, Rivers Angels are there, Bayelsa Queens, Delta Queens, White Dove, Nasarawa Amazons, Confluence Queens, Zamfara Queens, Taraba Queens, and of course, Pelican Stars. The game between Pelican Stars that did not really hold simply because it was a walkover against FCT. FCT are having issues. There was actually a time where they said the girls are not being paid, and of course most of them are, they're into something we don't really want to talk about on this show. And Nasarawa and Amazons, the game ended in favor of Nasarawa. It was 4-2. Remember, Nasarawa United also defeated Sunshine Stars in the Federation's Cup by a lone goal. So it seems the northern clubs always have the edge over Sunshine Stars. They have to do something about that. Inner Queens, that's the biggest upset in this one. They crash out. That was actually through penalties, which is really not a good one for Inner Queens. But the other suspect, talking about Rivers Angels, Bayelsa Queens, Delta Queens, White Dove, who were responsible for the exit of Inner Queens, they are also there in the last 8. Nasarawa Amazons, Confluence Queens, and of course Pelican Stars, all of them through to the last 8 of the Women's Challenge Cup.
Yeah, it's a good one.
One upset there.
Yeah, just one upset. Good one for the big teams. And in the Federation's Cup, we saw out of the round of 16 that was played yesterday, 3 of the games ended in penalties. That's the match between Rivers Angels and Boy Jos, and the match between Martins Dove and Inner Queens, which it ended goalless. But
went to penalties.
Yeah, Martins White Dove, they were able to defeat Inner Queens via penalties.
They never expected that. They never saw that coming
at all. And even the match between Nasarawa Amazon and the Sunshine Babes, which you just said just now, it was very surprising. A lot of people, believed that the Sunshine
Queens, Sunshine Babes,
they are going to, have the edge,
an edge over
the
Nasarawa
Babes. But we also saw the same thing the men gave us in the Federation's Cup.
And despite the 10 buses that actually passed, I know that with all their supporters on ground, you just couldn't help them.
It's a good one, for the ladies. We have round of out of the round of 16, 8 teams were able to, and unfortunately the match, the walkover.
Yeah,
Pelican
not a good one.
Is not a good one. So.
Yeah, I think the chairperson of Nigerian Women's League keeps saying that whenever you're having a walkover with a particular team, sanction will be meted out. We're just waiting for such sanctions to start taking place. Still moving on, Nigerian National League Week 29 have been put on hold. Reasons for that?
Yeah, I think, there are a lot of issues right now in the NNL, whereby most of the
some teams pulling out Zamfara United, for example.
And even Fountain FC, we heard they are having problems. So I think maybe the body just want to sit down and, find a way of, and solving this problem. Because if you look at also some crises also in the league, which have not been too good in the league, I think they just want to put a stop to all this, whereby you see, there are some situations where you see home teams beating up referees. It's not new in our football, and you see some.
That's something they are trying to see how they can curb, so that once they resume, definitely they can have.
We have just 2 games left.
2 games left.
So, and already we've known some things which are already up, going to the next
round. Okay. All right, enough of that. So we'll take a short break now. When we come back, we will be talking about athletics. I mean, the 4x100 meters relay men may not just go for the World Championship simply because at the Lagos Open, talking about Lagos Athletics Open, which started yesterday, is a 2-day tournament. It was declared open because they felt these guys who are yet to qualify for the 4x100 meters men relay will be participating. And of course, they expected some other teams coming from Ghana and all that. They were not there, and the boys also were not there. So today, hopefully, they might just be there. But the thing is that if they don't participate, they have till July 29 to qualify. And if that did not happen, that's to meet the standards set by IAAF. If that did not happen, it simply means we will not be having the 4x100 meters relay men for the World Championships. You'll be left with 4x400 meters relay men. And of course, the guys talking about Noah Ako and Abiola Onokoya, they said they're really ready for this. All these and more after this break.
Meet this week, so that some of our athletes can use it to qualify. And as you said, our 4x1 Nigerian 4x1 team has not qualified yet. The qualifying standard is 39.20.